Hey, happy Saturday. How are you? You're going to have to do a little bit of reading this week because I wrote a lot. It pretty much, listen, I made assumptions. I don't know if they're true or not about artificial intelligence. I just know that with computers, you got to put some parameters in to get some information out. And it used to be garbage in, garbage out. And so my argument is, what if they're using the wrong material? So we're going to, what are we going to do? You're going to be able to do produce wrong faster? So, and let's have a conversation about it because I'm interested. I like to learn. So if you have any thoughts on it, let's go for it. Okay? Before I forget, two things. Clubhouse, anybody not on it? I've been getting a lot of requests to speak on different topics, but I want to start a produce room. So any of you tech savvy people out there, let's start a produce room and maybe we'll get together once a week and talk about these subjects because I like the exchange of ideas. If you could prove me wrong on something, I like it. Maybe we could come up with a better idea. My claim to fame has always been I just want to make the produce business better for everybody. So so let's get on Clubhouse, Paul Meffrey, and let's get invitations going. Also, we have a produce group that meets once a month. Again, there's links. You're just going to have to do a little reading and click on the links. And Jeremy Taylor does that of DNO Produce. So another good group, produce people, technology people. So why don't you check that out? And the other link is Shay Myers. It's Technology and the Human Touch, something he posted today. I think you should read it because I'm going to talk about technology. My first thing you have to read is about AI. Now I want to talk about some of the people that have been contacting me over the last few months, and they all have pretty much the same platform. What's the platform? They're going to put buyers and sellers together. They're going to take out the middleman, poor middleman. They're going to take out the middleman, and they're going to do everything by computer. And they amazingly have plenty of sellers, no buyers. And again, I think that's going to be the problem. You need the buyers to sellers because the sellers are always going to say, yeah, if you can get me a better price and I don't have to pay commission or something like that, yeah, I'll be a seller. So again, there's a lot of these companies, and something I mentioned on Wednesday, they're all venture capitalist funded. Wall Street, you throw money at the stupidest thing. You throw money at perceived problems in the produce industry. So again, if you want a good idea, come and see me because I could probably hook you up with some real produce people with some real deals that people could actually make money. I'll go back in time. I knew that retailer that you were all hyped a couple of years ago. I knew he was going to go bust. I knew that was a farce. The meal kit thing, if it wasn't for COVID-19, they'd all be out of business already. So, your track record in produce is not too well. I guarantee mine will be better. Okay, so one of the things was just yesterday, someone came up with something I do like, where it's just a platform for produce people to get together. And maybe next week I'll ask him if I could put the link up, which I think that's a great idea. In other words, if I could, if we could just hook up and have a conversation about something, I'm all in for that. Because, listen, the reason why those platforms are not going to work is because everybody in produce knows relationships is this business, right? It's all about relationships, and you are not going to have a relationship with a computer. And if you do, I feel sorry for you, but it's all about relationship. Buying and selling is all about relationships. So that's just the way it goes. Now, currently, we are in a very, very big oversupply of many, many items in produce. And if you go back to January 1st, my predictions for this year, I told you this was coming. Even someone like me, who I've never complained about business, I had my worst January in 25 years this year. and probably going to have my worst February in 25 years. So if anybody wants to help an old produce guy, give me a little help too. I could use it. But I told you this was coming. You took out a big segment of the market. It's not coming back tomorrow or next month, and it's going to probably take years to come back. Restaurants and food service. Food service was a major factor of my business. So, but now we have an abundance and no demand. How big is the abundance? I'm going to give you a little metric here. Usually a green pepper market, let's say it was high, and once we hit about 180,000 to 200,000, the market will start trending lower. Last week, I think it was on Wednesday, it was over 300,000 boxes. So usually that is, I talked to a pepper guy. He said, Paul, I've never seen over 204,000 boxes. So you have really significant supplies, oversupplies, and absolutely no demand. And we're going to take that back into my favorite subject. Large retailer has to get behind this. I need one of you to believe in me. One of you. I'll do it for free. Follow this program for a year. I guarantee everybody will be following you. You have to get off that contract pricing that when the market's high, you're probably selling too cheap. And when the market's cheap, you're selling too high and you're not moving the volume. Okay? And that's just a fact. How about you? I said it last week. Take a contract on volume. I'm taking 15 loads a week of green peppers, and then play the market high and low. At least you're going to be in the range. But more importantly, right now, 300,000 boxes in a day, and you guys are 99. Forget it. The 99 is probably a decent price. 149. Remember, there's 20. Let's say there's 25 pounds of peppers in a box. So peppers are $4 to $6 FOB. Let's say $3 to get them there, or an average of $4 to get them there. So you're talking about $10, and you want to bring back, on $1.49, 25, $37. Come on, guys. We need you to sell volume. That's what we need. We need you to sell volume. And it's not just, it's green peppers, it's red peppers, it's squash. It's been tomatoes for the last month. Why? Because you had those $14, you have the $14 contract. So we need you to take those tomatoes at the minimum, and sell them retail at like they're at the minimum instead of your contract price. Okay, so we have so many metrics now that you know what your consumers are taking. You know what your inventory is in your stores. There's a lot better ways, a lot more efficient ways to sell produce. For example, if you had $15 peppers, you have 20 boxes. Again, we math 101, and now you have you buy another 20 for $5. Now you have you got a $9 average. You sell the peppers like they're $9. Okay, that's that's produce. That's how we used to do it. We used to do it with pen on a bag. We used to figure out the math on the bag. Now you hit a button. You know what you got. You got 300 stores. You know what you have in 300 stores. It's much better system. Until someone does it and gets off that, and this is not a misspoken thing. There are chains, and there are many large retail chains that, not occasionally, but work on 300%, 400%. I'm not saying on every item, but they just, I did a thing a few years ago when the pepper market was like this, and one chain had peppers on sale for $1.99 a pound. They were literally with 15-pound red peppers with $2 FOB. $2 FOB, delivering to the East Coast for $4.50. 15 pounds of pepper brings back $30. Okay, you want to say the shrink? You know how you get rid of shrink? You sell the stuff. So that's my take on that. Again, I could talk about this stuff all the time. Let's talk on Clubhouse. Let's get some retailers and tell me your story. What are you going to tell me? Oh, nobody will buy anymore. You know what I'm going to tell you? Then why do you put stuff on sale? How about something else? How about you get more people in your stores and they buy? People that you never had before, because the guy down the block is The guy down the block is, I don't know, $1.49 and you're going to be 79. How about you get them in your store? The hardest thing, for a store to do is to lose a customer and get them back. So once you lose them and you bring them into your store, and you follow this pricing, believe me, independents have been kicking large retail's butt for decades because they use this system. It works, but again, go back to what I wrote. You know, it's not your fault. You learned a false paradigm, and you're living it. And now it's hard to get out of that box because you actually believe it. You know, it's like the people that believe socialism better than capitalism. Same thing, right? But if you believe it, it becomes real for you. Okay, let's talk about a little about market. I talked about the green pepper market already. Red pepper market is no different. The only good news is it's going to get cold. It's going to get cold here in Texas, which Texas vegetables may get hurt, but it's going to get cool in Mexico, which may slow down production. The bad news is it's going to take at least a week, and then we're at the end of the month. And you know, remember I told you this 7 weeks. I don't speculate, and that's last 2 weeks of February is part of those 7 weeks. So it's going to be a tough go. Red pepper market at terminal level, it's going to be $8 to $10. You know, I'm hoping it won't be $8, but 10 is definitely in the cards. Red peppers are $4 to $6 FOB, and there's a lot of them. Green peppers, there's even more of them. Green squash, same thing, just a lot of them. Again, maybe it'll cool down. There's two items that I told you last week they were going to move up, and they did. It's cucumbers and eggplants. Both those markets looking really healthy for next week. So I'm sure any sharp seller will say, you know, you want some cucumbers, you're going to have to take some red or green peppers with it. You know, that's what AI. You have to teach your AI. See, a guy like me knows I'll go against any AI. I tell you what, you'd have a contest, Paul Manfrey, or my 15 or 20 items that I do against your computer for a year. I guarantee I win. And that's not, you know, not just Paul Manfrey, any sharp produce guy. You know, these are the things that relationships are born on, you know, and how the produce business works. So squash and eggplant, tomatoes, better quality Romas. I may be getting off the floor, but I think there's still going to be a lot of you know, riper stuff, because you get to this point. You know, we're at this point in these markets that it doesn't matter about price anymore. People just don't want the stuff, and that's what, you know, big retail is the bigger mover of produce in our economy, and that's why I need them to get on board, because again, it's an average business to a farmer. Sustainable agriculture, for all you people that want it, is the farmer is in business next year. The price is going to be the price, moves up and down, but we all know any number is better than zero in an average. So if it's $4 for peppers, it's better than dumping them. If the minimum, you know how I feel about the suspension agreement. It's a farce. It's $8.30. You know what I mean? $5 is a much better price than $8.30, but the government won't let you do it, because the government will screw up anything they want. That's why we've got to keep on the floors. Thank you, the International Trade Commission, on going against Florida's, against the blueberries, because they're going to try. They won with tomatoes. They tried it with blueberries. They're going to try it with cucumbers and peppers also. And you know, beat them like you did 20 years ago when you had a better product. So again, I know I made some enemies there, but you know me, Paul Manfrey stabs you in the chest, never in the back. And so we talked about the list. We talked about Clubhouse. We talked about pretty much everything we're going to talk about. Let's do that Clubhouse thing. I really, you know, I'd love to get like 40 or 50 produce people in a room. I'll do it every day. You know, I love talking about produce. So that's it. That's all I have to say today. Love you. Love the produce business. I hope to see you soon. Take care. Stay safe. And see you soon. Bye.